So it's getting to the point where at least once a day now, when I go to start my truck, like leaving from work, it doesn't want to start and the security light flashes. I have to do the 10-minute wait. There's been a few times where I've had to do the 30-minute wait. It's the security system that keeps rightful owners from starting their own car. One theory that I've heard is that if you unplug the harness while it's running, the security light will stay on forever, but you'll never have to deal with the 10-minute wait until your battery dies and you get a new one. Then you have to just do that again. I might as well just try that, see if it's true. If that doesn't work, I can just solder in the resistor. So while it's not running, I'll take off the covers and then start it up, whether or not I have to wait 10 minutes or 30 minutes, I don't know. You will have to pull the tilt lever, but I'm going to raise it first to take this cover off easier. Should be 2 Torx screws at the bottom. The lever just pulls right out. The shroud has a couple tabs on the back, so you just kind of have to scoot it down, slide it out of the tabs that are on the top. See, back, then down, then forward. Note that I didn't have 2 Torx screws. There's supposed to be one here and one here. Looks like someone's already been in here and broken this part of the plastic. I guess they were trying to troubleshoot the same thing I am. This one's all cracked and about to come apart. Now I need to remove these 2 E5s, which are the opposite, which are the inverse of a Torx. There's one basically at each corner. Looks like I'll need to hold that piece of plastic. Can't do it one-handed. Here's where that other one is. Put the lever back in, lower it down. Carefully starting to get this upper shroud off. Need to move the gear shift lever out of the way. The shroud isn't wanting to come out around the ignition switch. So I'm going to pull the ignition switch. Disconnected the battery because you have to put this in the start position. So in a lot of these other videos, they kind of skip over this part where they just say, oh, take the top cover off. Well, it's like molded around that ignition switch. And in order to release it, you have to take like a right angle pick and get down in here. But for whatever reason, oh, maybe it needs to be in park to do that. Let me try. So there's the wiring harness in question right there. In a lot of the other videos, they kind of skip over the part of taking off this top cover. They say, oh, just take it off and then pop the ignition switch out through this hole. Though there's part of the cover that goes around the ignition switch. You have to like take that off first before you take off the cover. I might do that and then just leave the cover off for a while. All you have to do is turn it to start and press that pin down in. Once you press the pin down in there, you're pushing against this, which lets the switch come out. Let's just see what happens. So it started up, which is good. The security light went off until I pulled that out. Now I have the security light back on. So I'm just gonna drive it around like this for a while and see if it does the 10 or 30-minute wait again. It's worth a shot. Otherwise, I'll just solder in a resistor. And did someone already do that? So yeah, I did skip over the fact that the shroud here was already broken as well, and it just came off after I spun that around a little bit more. And it looks like they might have already soldered in that resistor, but for whatever reason, it hasn't been working. It's been leaving me stuck, not necessarily stranded, for quite a while. Well, the original plan was a thorough trial process of maybe 1 oil change's worth of starts, but I've gone another oil change or 2 since then, and not once has it given me the flashing security light. So I'd say this is a pretty reliable way to bypass that as long as this battery is connected. Security light comes on and stays on throughout the duration. But I don't mind that light staying on as long as it doesn't do the flashing thing and leave me stuck somewhere. I wish I'd done this sooner, really.